In Chapter 9, we're looking at organisational structure. For an organisation to be successful, its structure needs to be coherent with its task. The theme through this chapter then is how organisations can ensure that they are fit for purpose, and the role that HR plays in facilitating this. How work is organised can be seen as one of the most basic challenges that a work institution faces, and in this chapter we're looking at how essential it is for the organisation to get that structure right if it hopes to direct and integrate the workers' efforts to achieve its goals. We start by discussing the basics of organisational structure. We'll begin with Max Weber's work, which suggests that there's an ideal way for organisations to structure if they want to enhance their effectiveness, and he called this the bureaucracy. We then move on to consider how different structures vary and see what kind of impact those differences have on how people work within those organisations. This approach is the beginning of the Contingency Approach, which underlies most of modern thought on organisational structure. The Contingency Approach essentially says that we need to take account of variables in the organisation and its environment, that is, contingencies, in order to create the right structure to support performance. Different combinations of those contingencies can give rise to different types of organisation. Developing this idea of contingencies even further, we'll consider some of the more critical or theoretical issues in organisational design, and look at how modern organisations are developing new structures in order to meet current challenges. Many of those structures are attempts to introduce increased flexibility or teamwork into organisations, more than is really possible with the traditional bureaucratic structure. In this chapter, we're also going to consider some of the more theoretical critiques of structure, particularly looking at how deeply ingrained some of our assumptions are about how organisations should be structured. We'll see that there is a move towards greater flexibility and innovation, and that this is challenging the traditional bureaucratic structure. And we'll conclude the chapter by looking at some of these more adaptable forms, including the dramatic idea of an organisation that has no boss or hierarchy.